Thank you, Samir, and welcome everybody. I join Samir in welcoming all of you in this important two-day discussion where I hope enough ideas will be thrown up and surfaced, which hopefully we will be able to take both to Bangladesh and sort of follow through, as well as build it up for ICNA, which I know a lot of people in this room are going to attend, and hopefully we'll have a bigger forum next year with more participation from more countries. I do want to talk about what is Facebook's approach to fighting terrorism and terrorist content online, and really looking at a very holistic strategy in terms of how do we partner with experts in this particular area, as well as civil society and governments in terms of dealing with spread of terrorist content online and then taking appropriate enforcement measures against that. Facebook as a platform, we have zero tolerance to terrorism and terrorist content online. We use a variety of machine learning, artificial intelligence, and human reviews to enforce against terrorist content and terrorist organizations. These are very important part of our community standards. We do not allow praise, support, or representation of terrorist organizations or terrorist content on our platform. So for examples of this would include typically, for example, in India, proscribed organizations such as the Hizbul Mujahideen or Al-Qaeda, Indian subcontinent, do not have a presence on our platform. We will not allow individuals associated with terrorist groups such as this, such as the Hizbul commander Burhan Wani, to have presence on our platform. We do not allow its praise, support, or activities. Or, for example, more recently, the valorization of the suicide bombers who were involved in the Easter Sunday attacks in Colombo, which you all are very well aware of. Just last year, we took down more than 12 million pieces of terrorist content. We've expanded our capacity and our tools in terms of enforcing against terrorist content. In the first quarter of this year alone, we've taken down more than 6.4 million pieces of terrorist content from our platform. We are looking at partnerships with groups such as the ORF to enhance our research capacities, to make sure that we have very sharp regional and local context, both to inform our own informants practices as well as our own policies in terms of how we enforce against this. As you all are very well aware of, as a tech industry, as US tech industry, we came together earlier this year and supported a global call to action. This was the global forum to fight against terrorism, the GIFCD forum. We have signed up to the 9-point agenda. As you all know over here, lots of countries are signatory to that, including India over here. And we are looking at discussions here over the next 2 days, as well as during the Bangladesh convening and followed up in Raisina, to fine-tune ideas in terms of how we may operationalize the implementation of that 9-point agenda, and then work with local governments as well as experts, the security experts in the region, and really operationalize this plan. Maya, Samir has also already talked about this. I think operationalizing the Christchurch Call to Action is a big agenda item in front of all of us, where we'll have to collectively apply ourselves and make sure that there is really measurable outcomes that we are sort of devising and implementing as we go forward on this. I do want to talk about the importance of research, which is extremely important for all platforms and particularly for Facebook in terms of how do we identify these groups and then how do we enforce against their presence or their voice on our platform. For this purpose, I think it's important for the research community to come together and surface published research, which can then become public commons for us to draw on in terms of how we enforce against these groups on our platform. Very often we have seen groups morph into something else, and they surface in ways which kind of mask their apparent identity of a proscribed group, but they take on some other persona. So we really are looking at our community to help with very solid detection efforts, because we on our own don't know this. And we will rely on a lot of this research coming from the security community to tell us and advise on this. So I am going to be here over the next 2 days, and I welcome an opportunity to engage with all of you, to learn from you all, to understand how is this surfacing in our own region here in South Asia, which, as you know, I mean, people thought of Middle East as a big theater, but South Asia is an extremely important theater in terms of how it is getting afflicted by almost this disease, and we really need a mission mode approach to counter this. So I really hope that there will be occasion to have collective discussions through the various panels which you have put together, Maya, but also I think there will be an opportunity for bilateral conversations for us to tap into this and really get our mental claws into designing appropriate interventions which we can take forward. Thank you very much, and I wish you all a robust 2 days of good conversations. Thank you.